We're going to give it about one more minute, and then we'll get started here. All right, we'll get started because I know there's some track athletes that have to catch a bus in a little bit. So I want to welcome everyone to our 2023 Senior Athlete Awards. This is something that we started here. I want to say this is our third year now doing it. And these awards are not meant to recognize our athletes that are, the top ones on their team. These are more awards that are going to recognize student athletes that are doing things beyond the field of play. A lot of these awards are going to recognize leadership, academics, character, as well as their performance on and off of the surface. Before we get started, I want to thank the parents for coming. I know that sometimes on a Friday getting out of work is not the easiest, so thank you very much for taking the opportunity to come. I want to thank the athletes, because without you, these awards are not going to be possible. I want to thank the coaches for your hard work and your dedication over these athletes' 4 years and shaping them to who they are. And I lastly want to thank the athletic department staff, especially Mrs. Spokane, for getting all these awards taken care of for us. So to start our awards presentation, I want to start with our Strongsville High School Athlete Leadership Award. This award is comprised of coaches as well as the AD, and there's a male and a female recipient. Along with the academic excellence, we give special consideration to athletes' accomplishments, abilities, as well as leadership. For our first award, I want to call up Coach Serino to introduce our male.
All right, the young man I get to talk about is Colin Van Roy. Give you a small little bit about this kid's history. It's pretty wild. I was just down at the middle school a moment ago recruiting 8th graders to come up and play freshman football. And when you were in 8th grade, if you remember, he told me, he's like, I'm not playing football. But we found him in the hallway as a freshman, like at freshman orientation. We convinced him to play, overcame some serious life issue stuff, to earning a full scholarship at Fordham University. 2 quick things about him, like over the years. If you remember, we staged a fake fight at practice, and Colin Van Roy flew off the sidelines to protect. I think he was protecting me because I was about to get a beat down from our defensive coordinator, Coach Young, to being a vocal leader for our team this year. So we got a kid in middle school who wasn't going to play to transition into a team captain and a vocal leader. You're a man amongst everybody in the hallways. You do everything right all the time. You're first class, Colin Van Roy.
Oh, come on down.
Yeah. Here we go. Yes, sir. Careful. Thank you.
Yep.
Congratulations, Colin. For our female award winner, I want to call up Coach Stiles of our girls cross country team.
All right, I've coached Julia over the past year and a half. I could stand up here for the next 5-10 minutes and list every single accomplishment and award that she's achieved here at Strongsville, but the one we're most proud of is her starting a nonprofit called Person Before Sport, which focuses on mental health awareness in sports. This has not only impacted the athletes in the area, but it also has impacted myself and how I approach coaching now. And I'm actually going to pass the microphone over to her to talk about it a little bit.
Okay. I've never done this before, so this is kind of cool. So Person Before Sport is mainly on podcasts. Like, it's a podcast and it's also an Instagram page, and it really highlights everyday daily posts on Instagram that highlight mental health for athletes and students, but mostly athletes. And I'm sure you've all been aware of the crisis that's gone around, especially in college athletics, with people unfortunately committing suicide. And I think it's because the athletes have tied their identity to being an athlete. And I think it's important to realize that we're not just athletes, we're other people that have other things. And I think parents and coaches just highlighting that, and not just how your performance is, but the quality of your performance and the person that is doing the performance is much more better than highlighting their performance, if that makes sense. But when you're looking at different athletes that I've interviewed for the podcast and also just talked to about my Instagram, there's Louis Martzoff. He has his own clothing brand, and nobody talks about that. He does track and field. Then there's also Jack Wyatt. He's a tennis player and a swimmer, and he's producing music. And you have different people doing other things like jobs and that we don't take into consideration. And I think it's important to realize that, we're people before we're athletes, and it's important to obviously take care of your mental health, but also take care of you as a person. And yeah, so thank you.
Our next award is going to be the Coaches Award. Each spring, I meet with the head coaches, and the coaches nominate and vote for a student athlete who has shown outstanding leadership, effort, as well as integrity. For our first recipient, I want to call up Coach Serino again.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Freddie. Oh, this one's easy. This young man is probably smarter than everybody in the room. It's embarrassing sometimes, being around him, because he is so smart. I sat down with him a couple months ago when he was breaking down his decision of making college, or process to make his college decision, and I actually taught him something. I felt really smart for one of the times. He had a Google Sheet set up, and it wasn't set up real well, so I was like, let me show you how to do this. But his options were something I only hope my kids have. I tell people all the time, I bank on my kids being really average, because I'm around special guys like you, Case, all the time. People don't know how smart you are and how successful you're going to be. And the last part is, I know that if I'm ever going to get on a plane and I see Case McIntyre standing there, I'm going to be safe. There was another kid in my class the other day saying that he was going to be a pilot. And I said, if I saw Case standing there, I'm getting on the plane. If I saw you, I'm not. So our guy, Case McIntyre.
For our female recipient, Coach Black cannot be here, but he wrote some words up. So a typical coach's award is doing the little things on and off of the court, as well as being a leader for the whole team. Over the course of her 4 years on her girls' varsity tennis team, Reina Sana has done just that. It's no question that Reina has constantly had her best foot forward on the team, often leading the compliments from other coaches as well as teams. She finished her career with 58 victories, a 650 winning percentage, a two-time all-league member, and she's also in the top of her class for her academics. Congrats on the Coaches Award to Reina Sinha. I don't think she could be here. At this time, I want to call up Sergeant Acker of the Army National Guard.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sergeant First Class Ryan Acker, and today at Strongsville High School, I would like to continue what has become a yearly tradition of presenting the Ohio Army National Guard Scholar Athlete Award to two of the school's finest athletes. The two students whom the Army National Guard honors this year have achieved the winning combination, excellence in both academics and athletics. They have achieved a balance that many aspire to, but only a handful achieve. I am happy to be here to give these students special recognition for their accomplishments. The Ohio Army National Guard Scholar Athlete Award was created in 1981 by the Army to honor top students. More than 230,000 high school students have received the Scholar Athlete Award, so today's recipients join a long list of distinguished scholar athletes. These students, they are team captains, debate champions, student officers, community leaders, and students who have put forth the extra effort to be Army strong. I am proud to have the opportunity to honor two of the nation's finest young people right here at Strongsville High School. Let's give a round of applause to this year's Ohio Army National Guard Scholar Athletes, Jaden Shepard and Taylor Bass.
I know that Taylor cannot be here, but Coach Weir wanted to send a message.
Hello, I am Coach Weir. I am the girls golf coach here at the high school, and I have had the pleasure of knowing and working with Taylor Bass since 8th grade and have watched her grow into a leader and display great leadership on and off the golf course. Taylor's biggest attribute is her selflessness and kindness towards everyone. Taylor's heart is bigger than she knows, and friends rely on her. She is attentive and true to their needs. Coaches and parents enjoy being around her. Taylor is an intelligent, well-rounded, and grounded individual who challenges herself daily. She has the determination, maturity, and intelligence to succeed in any endeavor and always maintains a positive attitude. She exudes confidence and has a vivid, outgoing, and friendly personality that allows her to get along with others very well in any setting. I admire her for her sincerity, honesty, and integrity, and is an overall great human being. Congratulations, Taylor, on winning the U.S. Army Award this year.
For our next award, I want to call up Sergeant Wallace of our Marine Corps.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sergeant Wallace. I'm the local representative for the United States Marine Corps. Every year, the Marine Corps likes to recognize the student athletes that really just set themselves apart. They show individual courage, poise, self-confidence, and leadership in their individual sports, while also showing dedication and self-discipline both on and off the field, making sure that their grades never fall to the wayside, and they're always, really just pushing themselves as far as they can for their individual sports. For the male recipient this year, we would like to recognize Michael Novak. For the female award this year, we would like to recognize Christina Greaves.
I do think Coach Faynos wanted to say something quick about Christina.
Thank you. Just wanted to say something about Christina Greaves is someone who exhibits excellence in arts, academics, and athletics. She's an extremely hard worker who always carries herself with a positive attitude. She always puts the team first and is willing to help whenever she can. Christina Greaves, Marine Corps Award. Thank you.
All right, for our next one, it is going to be our male and our female athletes of the year. The coaches nominate student athletes who resemble the athlete of the year. The criteria for nominations include, but are certainly not limited to, multi-sport student athletes, leadership qualities, success on the playing surface, as well as academics. At this time, for our first recipient, I want to bring up Coach Kevin Sapera, talk about our male recipient.
I don't get a round of applause. All right. First off, I want to congratulate all of the senior athletes here today. This is an awesome accomplishment. I was a graduate from Strongsville as well. I hope you guys are finishing up your senior year happy and enjoying the rest of your time in high school, because I'm sure you guys realize that it flew by. First off, I have Mackenzie and I have Novak. I want to thank you guys for your help with Unified Sports this year. You guys have done an awesome job with that, just helping out the kids in our community. For the male athlete of the year, none other than Justin Wypasick. Yeah, come on up here. All right, so real quick, the first time I ever met Justin was his freshman year. I was coaching at a different school, and we were coaching against Strongsville. Hey, Justin, come on up here, man. And Justin, he was a freshman at the time, and I remember he got into a little scrum with one of our seniors at the time. And I was like, man, that kid's a freshman? That's a tough sucker right there. And it turns out the next year I was able to coach him. He's a four-year letter award winner, 4-year starter, 2-year captain for us. His competitiveness, his heart, his desire to win, his work ethic is second to none. He really is a great young man. I was very proud to be a part of his career. He's accomplished many things as a player that high school students can only dream of. His legacy as a basketball player at Strongsville will continue on for years to come. He was a 3-time all-conference, all-GCC conference player. He was an honorable mention All-Ohio. He's an offensive MVP. He leads our school in scoring all-time with 1,582 points. He leads our school with points in an individual game with 52 his sophomore year. He also tied a school record for 3-pointers in a game as well his sophomore year. Justin exemplifies leadership. He was the only senior on our team this year. Did a great job leading the younger guys and letting them know what the expectations are of being a Mustang basketball player. He made up for any deficits that he had with his hard work and passion. Very strong character, and like I said earlier, he's a great leader. And one quick story about Justin that kind of sums up his attitude and his leadership. We lost a tough game on the road at down south, that team down south that wears blue. And we lost a tough game, and that next morning, Justin came in. I thought he played pretty well, had a pretty good game, but scoring-wise, it wasn't up to his expectations. I think he had probably one of the lowest scoring nights of his career, but he did a lot of really good things otherwise. And he came up to us on the Saturday morning, said, "Coach, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you?" He talked to each one of our coaches and the players individually and kind of took ownership for it, which he didn't have to, but just took ownership and thought that he didn't play up to the way that he was capable of playing. And that just summarizes what type of kid this is, taking ownership, expecting greatness, and just an all-around great person and a great leader. And like I said earlier, I was very fortunate to have a part in your career. Trine University got a great point guard, and we're really excited to watching him in the future. Your male athlete of the year, Justin Wypasick. Good job, buddy.
There was a tie for our male athletes. So at this time, I want to recognize this next individual, and we have a video presentation for you.
Hello. Brandon Lusick has been one of our best players here for Strongsville baseball for the last 2 years. Brandon has been our starting center fielder and is one of the best defensive center fielders that we've had in the 20 years I've been coaching here at the high school and 10 years as head coach. In addition, Brandon's a late inning reliever for us who already has 4 saves on the season and has a excellent slider. More than that, though, Brandon has started to develop as a leader. And while his skills at the plate and on the bases are on display for everyone to see, what sometimes isn't seen is what goes on in practice. And he has gone from a player who has been content in his role with 19 seniors on the team last year to one of 3 returning varsity players this year. And as a senior, has really embraced the role of becoming a better leader. And while early in the season, he was trying to lead, as the season has progressed and we've gone through some ups and downs, he has truly learned who needs a helping hand, who needs a little bit more fire, who needs a little bit of a softer touch. And I do think Brandon's leadership abilities will help him as he goes on to the University of Toledo. Brandon is very deserving of the award he is getting today. Thank you.
At this time, I want to turn it back over to Coach Feinholtz for our Female Athlete of the Year award winner.
It goes without being said that this award is going to an incredible athlete. But not only is this person an extremely talented soccer player, she is someone who always showed up for herself, for her team, and for her school. She exemplifies hard work, drive, and resiliency. She truly embodies what it takes to be a leader on and off the field. Without further ado, the Female Athlete of the Year award goes to Taylor Demerly, AKA TD. And I'll give the mic.
For our next award, it is our Model Mustang Award. The student athletes selected are versed in those 5 different categories that you see up on the board. They are very innovative, resilient, collaborative, global, and they empower members of their team around them. For our male recipient, I want to bring up Coach Tom Stacy to introduce our male winner.
Where's Conlon? Conlon, come down here. I want him to hear when I'm talking. So I feel this is an amazing award for Conlon. He fits it so well. He's a model Mustang. He's a model teammate. I think he could help any team be better. Any team I've ever coached, any team at the school. He's played football, lacrosse, track, and he's been a swimmer varsity for 4 years. He's part of a team that was 48-1 over their 4 years. They had 3 undefeated seasons. But there's just so many things to say about Conlon. Like any team I've ever coached, he would have made them better. Like every single one. He knows everything about every team we're going against. He scouts them. He sees them. He knows what's going on. He has ideas for how we can be better as a team to beat teams. He's one of the people that, despite disappointment, I mean, the one loss they had was to a team that got second in the state, and he just got everyone fired up and everyone moving forward, ready to be successful. And I feel like that he would do that in any sport. Like he would, even if he couldn't ice skate, he could help the hockey team. Like he would make everybody on that team better. He's won our relay award, he's won our grit award. He works so hard, and he makes his teammates work hard. He encourages them to work hard. He steps up in like the best situations. He's helped coach flag football. He helps coach the young swimmers we have, and he's so good at it, and he's so enthusiastic, and he makes them really love what they're doing. So this is just such an amazing award. I feel like you could just name it after him. It just fits him so well, and I'm so proud of everything. From what I've coached him, I don't know, 9, 10 years, a really long time, and he's a completely different person than he was when I first started, and it's just been amazing to see who he is and the impact he's going to have, again, fitting all these categories the rest of his life with everyone that is around him. It's just very special. I'm very appreciative I got to coach him, so congratulations, Conlon. Yep.
For a female recipient, she's a member of the girls' tennis team that had 72 career matches. She was a two-time All-League, two-time district qualifier, a 2022 sectional doubles champion, as well as being ranked in the top of her class. When you think about collaborative, Bavia Anoop played singles most of her career. Then she was asked to play doubles during her junior as well as senior year. From a global perspective, she has given back to the community through service organizations as well as volunteering at a lot of various tennis clinics. Resilient, she overcame a lot of injuries, numerous district as well as state qualifiers at #1 singles while still reaching 70 career victories. Empowering, a vast growth from her 9th grade year to her senior year that all came from her personal responsibility to approve in her off season. Our 2023 Model Mustang Female Award winner is Bavia Anoop. Our next award is our Coach of the Year. The award was established back in 2021, and it was meant to recognize a Strongsville High School athletic coach, head or assistant, whose character as well as accomplishments during the school year best exemplify the following criteria. It is a positive role model for all students, has demonstrated consistent and outstanding sportsmanship, leadership, as well as positive motivational attitude. The coach is committed to dedicated to the team's overall development over the entire season. The coach coaches at the highest standard throughout the season, ensuring the team's success, and always demonstrates that the success and well-being of each student under his or her tutelage and coaching is his or her highest priority. This year's 2023 Coach of the Year Award goes to Mr. Tim Orlowski.
I just want to say a few things. First off, thank you, Denny. With being my first year coaching at the varsity level, as far as the head coach, the help I got from you and Jason was, I can't thank you enough. It was not easy transitioning over to a team that I had 6 seniors and the rest, I had 2 juniors, the rest were sophomore and freshmen. For the first time in 20 years, we beat that team down south, that blue team. We won sectionals, which was the first time we think ever that Strongsville won their sectional tournament. It was a huge accomplishment for them mentally. And that was the biggest thing I wanted to show the team was, look, I'm here for them. I'm not here to beat them up. I want them to succeed. And it's just in the wrestling room, but also in life. And I'm gonna get emotional. There's some kids that were on the team that have gone through a lot. And it was huge to see them succeed this year. A kid that quit 2 years ago and actually took second at sectionals. To see the emotion in his face when that happened was huge. And that's what I do this for. It's not about me. It's about them, and it's about Strongsville. And I couldn't do it without my awesome staff that I had as well. I got 2 assistants that are contracted, and I had 5 volunteers. And it was huge for the program. I just want to say, I want to tell them thank you as well, and I will in person. Thank you to everybody who voted for me, coaches. I truly do appreciate it. And I look forward to working here in Strongsville for a long time to come. Thank you. Also, thank you to my wife for all of her help during the season. I can't forget her. I'm going to get yelled at.
Our last award tonight isn't for a student, but it's our Booster Club Award. And this award was set up to recognize an individual or a group who has made outstanding contributions to the Strongsville Boosters. This person manages and does a lot for, 2 different sports. She's always at almost every single Booster Club meeting. She communicates with me almost daily, weekly, and always wants what's best for the programs, for the student athletes, and for Strongsville. At this time, our 2023 Booster Club Award winner is Mrs. Christy Dubsky.
Thank you. Do you want to talk? No, that's speech. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That's right.
Yeah.
Good job.
At this time, I want to thank everyone for coming. I do have a PowerPoint presentation that I'll leave scrolling up on the board that has all of this year's recipient winners on there. Thank you once again. I do want to thank Mr. Scott Benson too. This will be on SCS TV for those of you who might have family members that couldn't make it today. So we appreciate it, Scott. Thank you. Yeah, if I can get all the award recipients out in front, please, for a group picture.